that was move 4. Move 5 is going to be to rotate this cube down, and it's going to rotate all these cubes, these other 2 cubes, so I'll have all 4 of these down. When you only have one yellow cube facing the bottom, if you face the bottom at you, then this is one move away from getting all 4 down. So let me show you that move. When you take the cube that's on the bottom, if I were just holding at an angle like this, there's a yellow here, or there would be a yellow here. Whichever one has the yellow is the one you're going to put to the top, and then you're going to bring your whites back to the top, and then we're going to rotate. We're going to do this plane down, the plane that has the yellow one on it. Okay, now you're going to bring that plane down, and we're going to take this white one across. It's the same thing we were doing before, but and I'm going to bring this back up just like before. Now instead of spinning that front face around, I'm just going to turn it again, and I'm going to turn this around, and I'm going to give that white one a ride all the way around till they line up, and then swirl that back up. And now you see I have all 4 of my yellows facing down. Now, when you first get to the point where you've got all 4 of these in the right place, you won't always have one yellow down. Some of the times you'll have no yellows down. Well, some of the time you'll have all 4 yellows down. If you have all 4 yellows down, you're ready to solve your middle ones. See, these are already in the right place. Some of the time you'll have no yellow ones down, like these 2 cubes. Some of the time you'll have 2 yellow ones down, like this, or like this, and I'll show you the difference in those in a second. And some of the time you'll have 2 yellows that are diagonal from each other. There's a simple way to tell how to orient that cube so you can do the same move every time, and you'll be only 2 moves away from solving and getting all 4 yellows down. So let's start out with if there are no yellows down. If there's no yellow ones down, all you do is you take 2 yellows that are on the outside, slap them in your left hand, and then this is your upper right. You put your white to the top. We're going to do the same move. Over, and we're going to bring it over one more. We're going to bring this down, give it a ride around, and bring it to the top. And now you see I've only got 1 yellow. In this case, the yellow, remember the yellow was over here, now there's a yellow this way. So do the same move, down, over, up, over, down, give it a ride and around, and you got all 4 yellows down. So there's one with no yellows down. Here's another one with no yellows down. In this case, instead of the yellows being faced this way and away from each other, now you got 2 yellows facing one way and 2 facing the opposite direction. You still take the 2 yellows, slap them in your left hand. This is the one you solve, and I'll put the white to the top, bring this down, over, up, over, down, over, over, up. And then you see I've got 1 yellow down. If I bring it to the top, oh, there's the yellow that's next to it. That one doesn't have yellow. This is the one I'm going to solve. Bring it to, so the white's at the top, down, over, down, around, and up, and you got all 4 yellows down. Now, we got the situations. So those are the situations where there's none down. You had one where they were all down. Now here are the 2 situations where you've got yellows down, but not diagonal. The first one, same thing. I've got 2 yellows that are down. I've got 2 that are on the outside of the cube. I'm going to take the 2 that are on the outside of the cube, slap them in my left hand, and I'm going to solve this one. Even though it's going to rotate this down, it's going to put it to where I've only got 1. So down, and it's the same, right hand and going the same direction. Over, up, over, down and around and up, and I'm down to where I've got 1 yellow. Here's the yellow that's adjacent to it. There won't be one here. Now, so I'm going to go down, over, up, over, down, and around, and up, and I've got all 4 down. Let's skip this one. It's the one that's different, and I'll show you how to tell. Here's the one that's diagonal. These 2 are the last 2 are different than the others. Now, here's where I've got 2 yellows that are diagonal from each other. if I put one of these yellows in my hand, you see there's yellows on the outside that I can see that are adjacent to it. If I do this one, I don't see any yellows. So I take the cube where I can see the yellows that are on the outside. That is my new top right cube. Put my white to the top, down, over, up, over, down, over, up, and I've only got one left. Hang it there, look at that, there's my yellow, down, over, up, over, down, and around, and up, and you got all four. Final cube where you've got two down, and you got two facing up. This is the one that's different. You don't slap the yellows in your hand, that's the only difference. This is your top. You put the two that are facing away up. Down, over, down, over, up. And there's my one yellow one. Oop, swing it around, there's one right there. Down, over, down, over, up. Now, what we have is some solved cubes. This one is the one I was mainly solving. And if we turn these around, now I've got all these with the corners in the right place and the yellows facing down. Next move I'm going to show you is how to rotate these cubes so that the middle cubes are in the right place first, and then we'll work on getting them so the yellows are down, just the same as the corners, except for it'll be a two-step process for each one. So here the move is going to take whatever cube's face is on the cube is on the one that's on the facing you is the one that will not change, and the others will change location. So like if I'm going this way and I'm bringing this green one around towards green, this green will go here, this orange will go here, the blue will go here. It'll rotate the three in the direction that you're turning. So what I look for, this is under its sister color. It's blue, or it's green and the blue, and that's the one that's going to come around here. Orange is not under its sister color. So this is a lot like the other move, only instead of moving a corner cube, we're going to move a middle. I just brought that middle face down. I'm going to take that white one and bring it to the side, and bring my middle face up. And then I'm going to take that white one and bring it all the way around to the other side. And I'll bring this middle back down and give it a ride back around to the middle. And then bring that middle back up. And now you'll see greens under green, reds under red, blues under blue, oranges under orange. Let me go ahead and show you a couple others too. This one, red facing me. Here's blue is under green. I'm going to go this way. Bring it down. Bring the blue over, bring this back up, and the white is going to go all the way around to the other side. Bring this down, over, up, and I've got another one where they're all in the right spots, not necessarily facing the right directions. This one, I've got blue, red's going to go towards red, down, over, up. White's going to go around too, down, over, up, and I've got all four. Okay, so now I've got three different situations here where they're in the right color, but they're in different orientations. That's enough to actually show you. Those are the three situations you will end up in, unless you have all four yellows down, in which case it'll be solved. This move that I'm going to show you next will solve all of these situations. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to show you how to solve when these are diagonal. I'm going to bring this down, just like before. You bring it over and bring it up. Go in the same direction. Now instead of turning it 2 turns all the way around here, I'm just going to turn it 1, and I'm going to bring that middle down, and that white one will pop right up to the top. I'm going to make 2 turns on the bottom. I'm going to bring that white one back down to the bottom and turn it 1. So it's over here, and it's just like what we were doing before. We'll bring my middle back down, bring this over, bring this up. Now I'm going to get my colors on the right color, so it's going to be 2 turns. And the side that's to the left is what I'm going to solve, and it's going to be in the same direction. I'm going to be doing the first move that I just showed you, where I'm going to bring this green over to the green. And so it's the rotation move where I turn it 2. So I'll bring it down, and it's always going to be the same direction, which means you don't have to think about it. I bring it over 1, I bring it around 2, bring it down, over, and up, and that solves the cube. This one right here, where I've got these 2 that are across from each other, I'm going to do the same thing. Down, over, up, bring it over 1 instead of 2, and that pops to the top. 2 turns on the bottom. Bring it down, bring it over 1, bring this down, bring it over, bring it up. This comes around 2 turns. I'm going to do this cube that was on the left. Down, over, up. 2 turns, down, over, and up. And now you see what it does. It brings me to the diagonal that I had before. Now, I'll solve that here in a second, but let's do that with when there's 4. Doesn't matter what direction you have it when you do this. Actually, let me go ahead before I do this. I'm going to show you when you're solving the 2 that are diagonal. I always start with the 2 on the top and then the 1 in my right hand. That way, that'll take care of that. So let me go ahead and do that move after all. Down, over, up, over 1, up, it pops to the top. 2 turns, bring that back down, bring the white around to this side, bring that back down, bring the white up, 2 turns, here's my oranges, down, over, up, and then 2 turns, down, over, and up, and it solves it. One more time, now we've got 4, down, over, up, and it pops up to the top, 2 turns, down, over, bring that back down, and bring the white around to the white, bring it up, 2 turns, do the one that was on my left, down, over, up, over 2, down, over, and up, and now I have the 2 diagonal again. So, down, over, up, over, down, and it pops to the top, 2 turns, down, bring it over to the right, bring this down, bring it back over to the white, bring it up, 2 turns, then this is the side I solved, down, over, up, 2 turns, down, bring that around, up, and it's solved. So that's all the moves you need to know to solve the Rubik's Cube and all the possible situations. There are some shorter and faster ways, but if you're just wanting to learn to use it, this method I think is about as easy as I've been able to find. No algorithms, it just is pretty simple, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and that's pretty much all I have to say. Thank you for watching.